Right, good afternoon. My name's Jim Robinson. I head up the projects team in the Strategy Directorate at the Department of Energy and Climate Change. The reason that's relevant is because I'm leading work on DECC's community energy strategy at the moment. I'm really delighted to be speaking to you today, and I'm very grateful to Co-operative Energy for bringing together this group of people and for putting on today's event. So thank you for the opportunity to speak to you about what DECC is doing in this important area. I'm going to quickly cover three things. First, some history. Secondly, what DECC has done so far on community energy. And third, what we're likely to see next. So first, a bit of history. First of all, I'm well aware that community energy is not new, nor is government's interest in it. So let's start with a quick extract from the government's coalition agreement setting out the programme for government in May 2010. So chapter 10 of that document included the line, "We will encourage community-owned renewable energy schemes where local people benefit from the power produced." And I think the reason that the political profile of community energy was so high even then was because it feeds into all three, really, of DECC's cross-cutting objectives. So one on energy security, a second on climate change, and a third on consumer bills. But it also offers a whole wide range of other benefits, as you're well aware, so social benefits like greater community cohesion, job creation, a source of revenue for community projects at the local level and others. And crucially, of course, it can help to reconnect communities to the energy system and with climate change issues. So government is very keen to remove the barriers that prevent community energy groups from reaching their full potential. Early work on DECC's community energy strategy started late last year. Importantly, I want to say that this goes beyond simply generation of electricity and heat, which is often the classic image of community energy. There are also three other strands being looked at as part of the community energy strategy. So first, reducing energy use through energy efficiency and behaviour change. Second, managing energy better through smart grids and smart meters. And third, the role of communities in helping to cut energy costs through collective purchasing and collective switching schemes. Since that work got started late last year, we've seen really growing profile and political interest in the work from both our Secretary of State, Ed Davey, and our Minister of State, Greg Barker, as well as their respective special advisors. I think it's that growing profile that led the work to transfer across to DECC's Strategy Directorate this spring, which is also when I joined DECC myself. The work got more resources and more profile at that time, and a commitment to publish a community energy strategy this autumn. Since then, to inform the strategy, we've been engaging extensively with teams across DECC, also in other government departments, and of course also with a wide range of stakeholders in the community energy sector, financial sector and beyond. We convene regularly what's called the Community Energy Contact Group, which was set up by Greg Barker, one of our ministers, which seeks to bring the community energy group perspective on the work that we're doing on the strategy. It last met on Thursday. I see Becky is here today, and I think I've spotted a couple of other members, so grateful to you for your involvement in helping us to develop the strategy work. In addition, on 6th of June, we published a call for evidence to help inform the content of the strategy, structured around the four themes that I mentioned earlier: generate, reduce, manage, and purchase. It covered really three areas, the call for evidence. So first of all, benefits. What's the true potential of community energy? What evidence underlies that? What can we help to use to build the case for further government action? Secondly, barriers. What are the barriers existing now to the growth of community energy and to new groups getting started and becoming sustainable? Our early work identified five: community capacity and capability, access to funding and finance, the legal and regulatory framework, networks and grid, evidence and evaluation. And then the third part of the call for evidence, solutions. How could these barriers best be overcome? We received more than 300 responses, which we have now analysed and used to help inform the development of the strategy. Thanks in particular to all of those here who responded to that call for evidence. We're also taking forward two elements of research work. One, to establish the scale of community energy today, and another looking to model the potential scale of community electricity generation by 2020. So that's all a bit of history, where we've come from. What has DECC done so far in concrete policy terms? I just outlined three steps really, all from the last few months. Firstly, DECC has announced that we are seeking powers in the energy bill to increase the threshold for community projects able to claim FITs from 5 megawatts to 10 megawatts. It's well known. Secondly, along with DEFRA, earlier this year we launched a £15 million Rural Communities Energy Fund, which backs rural community energy projects in England. That offers grants of about £20,000, up to about £20,000, to cover feasibility work on renewable energy projects, and then unsecured loans of up to about £130,000 to support planning applications and develop robust business cases to attract further investment. And then thirdly, in July, on the efficiency side, we announced a £20 million Green Deal Communities scheme to help local authorities drive street-by-street delivery of the Green Deal. Green Deal Communities supports local authorities in partnership with local community organisations and businesses to encourage take-up of the Green Deal and other energy efficiency improvements in whole streets and whole areas throughout the country. So those are three things that DECC has done in the last few months. Finally, where next? Well, if only we were having this discussion in a few weeks' time, I'd of course be able to tell you everything that's in the Community Energy Strategy, and you would probably have a copy in your hands. Apologies that I can't do that. All I can do is perhaps hint at or trail some of the content. So let me touch on 5 themes raised in our call for evidence, and I'll let you work out why I'm suggesting them. So, 5 themes. First, general consensus on the need for better access to finance for community energy groups from feasibility through to construction. Secondly, a need to streamline planning and regulatory processes and help community groups to navigate them more effectively. Third, a need for peer mentoring schemes so that established community energy projects can support emerging ones, sharing learning and best practice. Fourth, a need for better information and online resources to support communities interested in energy from their initial interest through to project delivery and scale-up. And fifth, the need for ongoing monitoring of the sector through some sort of regular survey activity. In addition, I'm very interested in any further suggestions. It's not quite too late, so please do make any further suggestions for what DECC should be considering as part of its strategy. In conclusion then, let me assure you that community energy is of serious interest at very highest political levels. I hardly need to point out the centrality of energy already as the sort of the initial steps, I guess, in what's turning into an election campaign. Community energy offers lots on core energy and climate change issues, reconnecting citizens to the energy system and climate change issues, as well as delivering wider social benefits. Thank you.